What I want to talk about today is why taking action to change how you do the things you do, whether it's the strength you have, the mobility you have, the control you have, how you initiate movement, how you sit and stand out of a chair, how you pick things up. Why changing those things, taking action early to change those things, is so important once you get to the point of experiencing pain. And if you're consistently experiencing pain, it becomes even more important. Now, it's kind of a challenging concept to get your head around when we talk in the concepts of physical pain and motor control patterns and movement initiation and muscle activation and recruitment sequences. And it's all in another language. So what I want to do today is talk about it in relation to something we all have an experience of. And that's money. Especially now, everybody's aware of the finances. Everybody's aware of the strains that the twists and turns of life can bring. And the same goes for your body. So imagine for a moment that person A earns $1,000 a week. That's their income. Every week they earn $1,000. And for a long time, they've been saving $100 a week. So if you got $1,000 input, $1,000 in, and you spend $900 out each week covering your life expenses, you're left with an upside of $100, right? Let's call it profit for the sake of it, or savings, yeah? So each week we go along and you're saving your $100. So from here, you save $100, you save $100, you have this line that's going up and up and up and up and up. You're saving your $100 a week, week in and week out. Now, that's great when you make $1,000 and you know how much you're spending, you know how much is left, you keep saving the same amount, you keep doing the same thing. That's what you want to achieve that outcome. Now, what happens when something changes in that sequence? So something happens, like a global pandemic comes along, or the business you work for goes under, or something happens in your life and your income comes down. So let's say your income drops by 30%. So instead of earning $1,000 a week, now you're only earning $700 a week. If you continue to spend $900, because that's the way you've always done it, that's what your expenses were. You went out for coffee, you had these, you ate out once a week. That's just what you did, so you continue to do that. What happens at this junction point when you get a change in input is you start to turn a sharp corner, because now you're losing $200 a week. So twice as fast, you're declining into a negative state. Now what happens if you continue on that way is big problems, big financial debt and problems. And it gets much, much harder to climb back out of that problem. The exact same thing happens with movement and your body. So if you think this trajectory of saving is how you do things, like how you run, how you squat when you go to the gym, how you sit and stand out of a chair, how you pick things up, how you walk up and down the stairs, the way that you've always done them, once pain kicks in and you start to take a turn, isn't going to be the way that is going to get you back out of that problem, just doing things the way you've always done it. So what we need to do is implement change, take action. So from a financial perspective, we sit down and we take stock of our expenses, right? You look at what you're spending money on, what are the things that are causing you harm that you don't need, they're non-essentials now. I can take these expenses out of my expense column so that I'm not spending so much each week. So I can bring that, first of all, bring it back to 700 and then hopefully get it to 600 so that I can continue to save that $100 a week and turn things back around again. If you do that here, then you start to turn the corner and we get back on that same parallel trajectory we were on before. If you wait till you get down here, then this parallel trajectory it's going to take you so long to get back to even, right? Same thing goes for movement. If you implement changes earlier, take action earlier on identifying what is the most limiting factors in your movement that would be putting more stress on your joints or more stress on your body, that's going to continue to push the discomfort in the wrong direction. That's the first step. Identify what are those things that are causing you the pain to continue to get worse. They're hindering, not helping. They're the things you've always done. Then, what are you going to do about it? Then implement change. Address the weaknesses. So take away the things that are putting too much stress, and then craft intervention or exercise, movement, education that addresses the movements or the control elements that are going to bring up your input, so you improve how you perform because you're getting less pain and you're doing things a little bit differently to how you've always done them. Now, if you do both of those things, so you identify the things that are causing the problem, causing the discomfort or too much stress, identify the things you've always done, then change those. Then look at the things that you've never really addressed, like the weaknesses and the weak spots, and address those. Then you get a twofold effect. So then we start looking at a return curve that goes more vertical than where it was before. So what's most important is that you take action early. If you wait too long, the recovery process is so much more challenging. So strongly encourage, take action when you start to experience discomfort. Don't just wait for it to go away and then worry about it later, or go and get it patched up and then get back to what you've always done, and then it comes back again and it gets sore and you just keep going around in circles because you're just doing this downward spiral. Take action early and look to address your weaknesses. Look to change how you move, not just get rid of the pain.